Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be working on creating the boot. So we're going to start by blocking out the boots in here. So let me just make sure everything is in place. This is fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to isolate. We're going to kind of max out the region where the boot should be on. So I'm guessing somewhere around here should be fine. So I'm going to use the max lasso tool. I'm going to max out something like this should be fine. Yeah, this will work. This will work. So I'm going to extract this out of the model. So I'll go to, I'm on the lowest subdivision level actually. So I can go to extract. Let me change up this value a bit more. Somewhere around here. Let's try this. Let me get another view on this and just to check. Okay, something like this should work. So I'll click on accept. This is a good base to start with. Okay, so let me go out of this. Shift F to go to polyframe mode, polygroup rather, or even polyframe, whichever one. So I'm going to isolate this frontal poly. Let me see. I'm going to trying to figure out which one to. Probably even the now. Okay, let me isolate this one. Let me isolate this. Okay. So I will use delete hidden on this. So geometry, modify topology, delete hidden. This is a good base for us to start with. So I would let me start by inflating this a bit. Okay, maybe not yet, not yet. So I'm going to max out this region, invert the max, blow this out like so. Then I'll go to the deformation tab and then I need to polish this. Let me use the polish by group. I'll turn off this dot. Let me isolate this. Now it's polishing in a weird way. I don't want to polish in that way. Let me try this. Let me go even more. Let me see if I can turn this on and see what that gives us. Okay, fair enough. Then we can use, I'm going to use the smooth brush now. It's a very high intensity on this. I'm kind of smooth. I'm just going to have a flat surface around here. The idea is to have a really flat surface around here. Let me make sure double-sided is on. Double side. Okay. So while I'm here, I'm going to do something like, let me use, I think I can use the trim brush. Control and Shift for this. I think I can use using the slice curve. Let's try the slice curve for this. Yeah, definitely this should do the trick. Let me smooth this out even more. So this is not going to be our final topology, obviously. So we're still going to work on this even a bit more. Maybe I can even slice this a bit more. It's taking up this bad geometry, but that's fine. This is not our final topology for this. Let me go out of this and even smooth this, even polish. Let me polish by group now. Okay. Just seems to smooth everything now. So let me just undo that. I'll bring this wig back on. Let me select this main mesh. I'll isolate that. With F, then I'm going to fully group this max region. And I'm going to isolate this. Okay, let me undo that. I'll need more of the leg to be visible. Let me max out some more parts. Fully group this. Something like this should be fine. Then go out of isolation mode and select this. So now I can use this as a guide to kind of block out this boot. So let me just move this out. Okay. Maybe something like this should be fine. Let me kind of get this to nope. The top part should be a bit broader than this. So also this part, let me bring this out. Now I need to max out. Let me max out this bottom region and we'll flatten it out. So I'm going to add the poly group in there. Ctrl W to kind of add the poly group in there. It's not going as far as I want it to. Let me do more of this. So around there should be fine. We need more of this. That's way too much. Okay. I'll need more of this. Let me add some more marks in here. Okay. Then I would control click on this. I'll mark this out, invert the marks, and I'll go to my gizmo. So I need to flatten this, invert the selection. I need to flatten this out. Push this down. Something like this should be fine. Okay. No, I think this would be a good time now. This would be a good time to do a dynamask for this. So I'll go to geometry, dynamesh. Just make turn of this blur. But before I do, let me kind of capture the overall silhouette of this boot. What silhouette of this boot? I'm kind of capture that in here. Doesn't have to be perfect for now. Doesn't have to be perfect for now, but just to have something in there. So if we're able to capture the silhouette of the boot itself, other things becomes easier to walk around with. I'm just trying my best to kind of capture the silhouette of the boot. Okay, let me undo that. Okay, maybe somewhere around here should be something like this. You don't push this backside inwards. So I'm doing this now because we have lower subdivision to work with in here, so I can easily and quickly move stuff in place. Okay, now this back part should be a bit rounded. Let me just squeeze this out. Like so. Let me even isolate this so we can work better on it without being distracted by the foot itself. Let me smooth that out. Then the frontal part needs to kind of taper a bit. Something like this should be fine, not too much. If I can just get the overall silhouette of the boots in this region to make our lives a whole lot easier. So I'm going to be spending a bit more time in here trying to get this to work. So when we kind of dynamize this, then we can now start adding some details in there. Before doing a zero match for this. Okay, just double checking this even more. Now this back part, okay, This is just the almost like the main part of the entire process, just to get this to work. Let me kind of smooth this out. Just to have a smoother transition around here. Okay. No, I should have gotten probably more references to kind of help me with this, but I believe this should be enough for me to work with. I think this center part, I need to flatten this middle part. Flatten up this middle part, something like so. Yeah, something like this kind of silhouette should work for it. I need to tilt this back. This needs to be tilted backwards a bit more. Maybe I can just smooth that, kind of get that roundedness in front. Yeah, something like this should work. Okay, so now let me just dynamize this. Now that's way too low. Let me increase this a bit more. Okay. Yeah, this should be fine. So we can keep working on this. So let me just isolate. I think this also. So let me just review this way instead. So Control Shift and click on this. Click on this again to invert the selection. Now use the delete hidden for that. Delete hidden. Probably even need to. I would probably even need to. Let me see. Okay, let's just carry on. So deformation polished by group. Okay. What do we have in here? Since we can polish this straight edge, to eliminate that. That's fine now. Just keep making some more adjustments to this. Maybe even widen this stuff a bit more. Let me kind of isolate this, invert selection, polish by group. That should be fine. Okay, so I have other references in here. So let me kind of use this. Let me see if I can kind of capture around here to be fine. Maybe not. Maybe yes. That seems to be doing off. Okay, probably somewhere around here. I've already captured like most of the silhouette of the boot actually, so it's a bit more refinement, and then we'll start adding some deformations, some wrinkle deformations in there, or fold deformation in there. It begins to come to life. Let me blow this out and invert the selection, then I'll kind of do an inflate in here. Probably even an inflate balloon. That's way too much. So around here should be fine. Let me kind of go out of isolation mode and kind of see this. Okay, that's way too much. So with the legs in here, let me kind of mark this out. Maybe even more. Like so. Blow this out, invert the selection. Then I can rotate this like so. Even push this up. So I will use the clay builder brush now, kind of add something like this. It goes across all the way to the back and around it. Okay. I'll do a bit more at the back, just to have something rounded in there. Maybe that's a bit much. Just move that in. Maybe even add more on top of this like so. Okay. I'll do an inverse in here just to dig this in. I'm just trying to compensate for the back. Alright. I need to actually, this bottom part here, I need to push it out. I think like it should be like a bit straight, more straighter than the way it is right now. Then you kind of get this to look sharp at the edge. Something like this. I also need to push this in just a bit. Like so should be fine. We're not completely there yet, but at least we have something now. We have something that is kind of getting close to what we want. We need to max out this. Max out this mouth. So that's going way too down. Keep going way too down. I don't want that. Yeah, somewhere around here should be fine. No, maybe even more. Even more. I need more of this. Yeah, something like this should be fine. So looking at the shape now, kind of get this shape to look right. Maybe we're using this the corresponding fit for it. So we have something. So we can move topological brush. Can do something like so. Just try to capture this part in here. Try to capture that part in here. Maybe I can just use this clay build up brush and build something in there. Probably something like this. Okay. Yeah, so now I can kind of smooth things out and then try to polish this even more. I kind of get something out of this. So just kind of smooth things out. Okay. And I'll use the edge polish to kind of polish this bottom part. Let me check this part looks weird. Let me just kind of smooth things out here. Maybe even polish it out like so. Yeah, that's fine. So now we have like a general silhouette of the boot now. So if we start adding, let's say we do something like this without then standard brush, making sure lazy mouse is turned off. If we start adding the wrinkles in, oh that's way too strong. If we start adding the wrinkles on top of this, this should begin to come to life. No, that's way too deep to take this down. I'm basically trying to break up the form now even more. So you can kind of see the shape of the boot coming out of this. But we're still on the base mesh of this though, so this is still the base mesh. But on this base mesh, we're going to try as much as possible to kind of let me increase this. Kind of see the shape of the boot before refining it even more. I'm sure you can clearly see the boot appearing out of this now. It's not completely there, but we're having something now. Something we can confidently call a base. Now it's very symmetrical right now, but that's fine. That's completely fine. Maybe even do a cut line just to define the separation on the boot. In the other reference image now to be better for this. It doesn't have to be perfect though. You just want to see just a rough sketch of the boots in here. Let's move this part out. With this now, we can clearly see where we can make corrections on, kind of make the silhouette feel a bit more better. Now this part needs some fixing. Okay, I'm going to smooth this out even more. Alright, so this for a base, this is close enough. For a base is close enough. Obviously, we still need to work on this even more, but this would serve as a good base to begin to block things out from here onward. But we're going to begin a zero mask. We're going to be zero masking this. So I don't want to kind of zero mask something that does not have a good silhouette. So we're going to start with. So something that has a good silhouette to start with now. We want to do a zero mask for that. We would have all the forms in there. So we can now freely manipulate and then make even better. Okay. Let's get in the back to need some more work. Yeah, something roughly around here should be fine. Okay. Let me quickly build up brush, kind of build this frontal part even more, then smooth that down. Yeah, this is fine. So this will be a good base for us to start with. This is a good base. So I can use the broader brush now and begin to just kind of move things a bit more in place for the feet. So kind of sit well with the feet. Maybe I should even raise this. Maybe I should even raise this up like so. Maybe extend this out even more. So I can see the seat things better now. And I can raise this like so. I make some minor adjustments to this. Leave that out. Kind of make this rest. Okay. This is a good base. So this is a good base to work with. Maybe even use this and just cut this in even more to have something like this.